everybody, it's Romania Black. Remember last week? Remember that volume? Man, that was a wreck. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I usually like rewatch the volume in my discussion before I start a new volume of Berserk. And I do that to kind of refresh myself with the content, because it may be up to a week before I read the next volume. And also to kind of see like what I was talking about, what my thoughts were. But I'll be honest with y'all, when I was editing volume 22, it made me start crying again. And I was like, I can't go back to that volume. I just can't. And I'm going on a trip tomorrow. So I was like, well, before I go, I want to go ahead and watch and read Berserk volume 23 before I go, so that when I come back, I can edit and do stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, I've got some comments, but yeah, last volume, I've decided I'm just going to trust Miura. You know what? I've got questions. I don't exactly understand why Miura's chosen this route to go on, but I'm going to talk through it with a couple of these comments that have been made from previous volumes, mainly volumes 20 and 21 that we're going to talk about, and then kind of go from there. And do that. So let's go ahead and go through this and just look at the comments. The comments are mainly from John Smoke, as well as Moomin. John Smoke talks about the egg of the perfect world, which is the apostle's name that ate the baby and then became the vessel for both, I guess, Griffith and the baby. Basically talks about it being based on mythology, where the world is hatched from a cosmic egg, and that's what the Behelots are based off of. That's why they're egg-shaped. And yeah, I do remember distinctly some mythology where they talk about like the world hatching from an egg. If you go with, like, I mentioned Discworld back when we were talking about Skull Knight and Luca, and in Discworld, the world's like on the back of a giant turtle. So I'm kind of like vaguely familiar with some world building and mystical tales of fantasy where the world is like comes from some cosmic entity like a turtle or an egg or something like that. So that all makes sense. But talking about Moomin's comment, this is for volume 21. Mosgus's final form looks like a pangolin, and I was like, oh yeah, it really does. I was trying to piece together what it was in volume 21. I'm like, what does Mosgus remind me of? He's not a lizard, but he's not an angel. He's not a bird. A pangolin is a very, very good example. He just needed like the little tongue to come out and be like, bleh, and then he would have been a pangolin. It also reminds me of the South Park episode, which deals with COVID. So that I was just thinking of that the entire time, and Stan's dad. So there you go. But Baby Griff, or as Moomin calls them, Evil Jesus 2.0. The emphasis on the evil. I don't know. It says the baby. My thing is with the whole deal with it, and I tried to outline my thoughts here, is that I hate that the baby is forced to be the core of this Griffith clone. So if we're going by Moomin's description of them as evil baby Jesus, it's basically, I guess, what Moomin is suggesting, and I don't want confirmation of this because spoilers, but I'm assuming it's meaning that Griffith, who is this like godlike entity now, he's moved beyond, but I don't know, because you don't really get confirmation in the story as of yet. Griffith like is the core of Femto, but then he transforms outside of Griffith. So it's like, did Griffith become a god or another entity or another species like the God Hand? And so then did he just is there just like a cicada shell of Femto somewhere, and the God Hand's like, well, yep, he's gone, and now he's in this baby Jesus? So it's like, did Femto take his essence of Griffith out of himself and put it into the apostle of the perfect world, the egg of the perfect world, and recreate Griffith to be this hot guy that's walking around now persuading the masses? And so would that technically make Griffith like the son of Femto, but it's himself? Which is weird. And then the baby just happens to be inside of him. That's the part that frustrates me, is that the baby is forced to be the core of this Griffith clone. And I guess it's better that it's alive because it was dying. So I guess that's going to be the caveat. I guess it's one of those things that's like the argument with Casca that I hate, is like, well, even though Casca is a shell of herself and is no longer nearly the character she once was, she's alive and she doesn't feel any pain. I'm like, but she does. It's like, Is that better? So I don't know. I hate the idea that this baby is the core of Griffith. And it's going to be very frustrating if Miura's like, oh, it's Casca and Griff Guts' baby that gives Griffith a heart. And I'm going to be like, gag me with a spoon. I don't know. I'm not on board with it right now, but I'm going to trust Miura. Y'all keep telling me the payoff's worth the price, and I'm like, I'm gonna trust y'all. I'm gonna trust y'all know what you're talking about. So we'll just see. But in any case, I really like the idea that Moomin talked about Guts confronting Farnace, however you pronounce her name, saying that she's basically, when he says, like, you know, your thoughts and prayers aren't going to be enough. He's basically talking about her. It's like, if you sit down to pray, you're not taking action. And that's basically Guts' equivalent of the whole, like, thoughts and prayers. And I am totally on board with Moomin with this. Not to get too political, but it's one thing, like, whenever something happens, instead of taking action or trying to, like, remedy the situation or make it better, it's like, well, we're just going to think and pray about it, but then nobody changes anything, so nothing changes, and it ends up being the same, right? And so I don't know if that's, like, the end of volume 21 is supposed to be this thing where, because Guts and them took action and made a distinct change, they avoided repeating the cycle. Maybe if that's it, that could be the reason behind it. But in any case, then Moomin talked about Farnace in awe of Guts like Casca was with Griffith. And I'm like, sort of. There is a little bit of comparison there where Farnace, she looks kind of at Guts sort of like how Casca looked up to Griffith. But Casca's, admiration of Griffith was, partially because Griffith gave her a means to defend herself when she had none before, and she kind of looked up to him in admiration, and I really liked how that was written. Farnace's is kind of like, oh, he saved me, and he's a savior now, and so it's in line with her beliefs, but it's a little more cliche than the Casca and Griffith dynamic, but it's fine. I like it. It's interesting. I don't want to say that they're exactly the same. And I was wanting to talk about this. Moomin was talking about how the sunrise at the end of volume 21 shows that there's a new hope and that the storms will pass. And I'm like, but then you have evil Jesus 2.0 in Baby Griff. And so I don't know. It feels so weird. I was telling Moomin in the comments that I almost feel kind of jaded at this point. Like, Miura's made this story so doom and gloom, so evil, so awful, that when he's finally like, JK, there's hope, I'm like, are you tricking me? Is this a trick? Is this a red herring? This doesn't feel correct. This feels like a mood shift, right? It doesn't feel right. It almost feels like you've just basically held us down under the water and nearly drowned us for 20 volumes. And then you're like, JK, here you go. You're fine now. And I'm like, it feels wrong. Basically, it feels like a weird tone shift. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm all for a message of hope. I'm all for if this is Miura's turning point and they're suddenly going to be great and there's not going to be any more sexual assault and it's going to be amazing. I'm like, where was this the last 20 volumes? But okay. I mean, I'm all for it, but it almost feels like he's tricking us. Like there's going to, he's waiting for us to get this false sense of security and he's going to pull the rug out from under us. And I'm like, this all seems too good to be true. Right? So I don't know if it's supposed to, I don't know if he's made me cynical with the story in that it could be good. I don't know. And so I feel like I need to tread cautiously because I'm like, I don't want to get lulled into a false sense of security and be like, okay, Miura, you seem like you're making this to where things are going to get better. And then Miura be like, JK, just kidding. We're back to the same old shit. And I'm like, oh, I quit playing games with my heart. I'm going to stand outside Miura's grave with a Backstreet Boys CD playing and be like, what are you doing? He's like, I don't care, bitch. So I don't know. I'm going to scale back and have faith that Miura knows what he's doing. And I feel like last volume, I told the moderators, I'm like, am I the only one that feels confused or like WTF, and the moderators were like, no, we've been there. And I was like, good, because I feel sometimes in the comments when people comment negatively, they're coming at it from this perspective that they've read 41 or 42 volumes at this point, and they're like, I don't know why you don't understand. And I'm like, were you not as confused as I am right now? Because I don't believe you if you say that you weren't confused. You were like, yes, this is all part of Miura's plan, I've figured it out. I'm like, I don't believe you, because Miura's not giving us the full picture. So I didn't want to feel sheepish or stupid last volume for not understanding. But in the same vein, I'm like, some of this, Miura, you got some explaining to do. I feel like if I knew the fate of Femto and why he was reincarnated with Griffith and how that worked, it would all be resolved for me. But I don't want people to tell me. I want the story to tell me. So that's kind of the frustrating part, because Miura is not explaining that. He's just like, oh, yeah, Griffith's back. Yeah, sure, go with it. And I'm like, so I don't know. I really, really, really liked Farnese and Serpico's backstory last volume. I really liked that a lot. And I hope we get more with that. But I just don't know. They're going to where Puck's from to supposedly take Casca there. But Guts says he's not leaving Casca behind. And I'm like, you say you aren't, Guts. So let's hold you to it. But I don't know. I also feel like Miura is testing Guts, because back when Skull Knight was like, you're going to have to choose between saving Casca or getting revenge on Femto, then I feel like because Femto is so evil and seems like so out of reach to Guts, that it was much easier for Guts to say, yeah, you're right, I'm going to stick with Casca because that's the right thing to do. But now that Guts is seeing Griffith back in the flesh as he was pre-Femto, and he seems to not bear any responsibility or have any acknowledgement of what he's done to Casca, I'm like, it feels like that's tempting Guts to reach out and either try to reach Griffith and be like, is everything cool? Are you the Griffith from before? Or are you Femto in disguise? And the title Evil Jesus makes me think that it's Femto in disguise, which is what I would probably think anyway. But I just don't know. My mind is kind of looking at this going, I don't know how to feel about this. And we're on Deluxe Volume 8. It's my lucky number. But damn, last week it did not start off to a good start. So I'm like, ugh. But it's a new day. It's a new volume. I've got Zod with me. We're great. I've got coffee. We're going to start a brand new week and just go from there. But thank you all for the comments. And thank you for bearing with me, because I feel like I'm going to be in a state of turmoil and confusion moving forward as we get through this second half of Miura's work. Someone in the comments did ask, they were like, you keep talking about Miura's 41 or 42 volumes, however many it is. They're like, are you going to read Mori's stuff? And I'm like, yes, I am definitely going to read, to answer any questions in the comments, I'm going to read Berserk until it ends, because I'm committed. However, I don't think there are any deluxe volumes past what Miura has created so far. So when we get to the end of the deluxe volumes, my plan is just to then, if there's a deluxe volume's worth of content or a volume's worth of content of Berserk, I'll just go volume by volume at that point. Instead of deluxe volume, I'll just go volume by volume. However many chapters are in a volume, that's what I'll do. And we'll just go from there. Kind of like what I do with the manga that I'm reacting to now as extras. I just do volume by volume. The only exception is like Twittering Birds, and I do that in given like every 2 or 3 chapters. So I'll probably put something out on Patreon to see how people want me to do it. If they want me to do it chapter by chapter, or if they want me to do it every couple chapters or every volume, I will reach out and ask Patreon, because they're paying me to read this. And I want to read it, don't get me wrong. So I will probably reach out to Patreon and ask how they want me to do it when we get to that point. But I do want to read what Mori's done. I've seen some of Mori's artwork. I'm watching March Comes In Like a Lion, which I highly recommend. Please watch March Comes In Like a Lion. It's amazing. The mangaka for it was like besties with Miura, so there you go. But in that series, one of the end cards is drawn by Mori. And so I got to see his art style. It looks kind of like Berserk. I mean, it's not Miura. Don't get me wrong. I don't think anything can be just like Miura's artwork. But it's similar enough to where I'm like, okay, I can see it. So I'm definitely on board with reading Mori's work. And plus, Mori knows all the secrets. He knows what Miura told him. He told him the ending. So I'm like, he's got to draw it now. He knows the ending. I'm like, you got to tell us what it is. So I'll keep reading Berserk, unless something just drastically happens and I come to hate it. But I don't hate this story right now. I know I'm stalling. I don't hate Berserk. I love it. I'm just in a major state of confusion, and Miura does not seem to care that I am in a major state of confusion. He's just like, you'll figure it out eventually, and I'm like, okay. So let's not waste any more time. I've talked for 15 minutes. We're going to read volume 23 of Berserk, and we're going to do that here in 3, 2, 1. And we start out with Griffith with his little Femto helmet here, which I'm sure that's supposed to mean that he is actually still Femto, not just Griffith. We just got to go from there. Oh, here we go. Winter Journey Part 1. Oh, damn, the souls are going in the snows. Are we going to get like a Jack Frost, like abominable snowman, like coming out? Is that what we're going to do? Is that what we're going to do? It is what we're going to do. Ah, damn. Guts could be in a Christmas horror movie special. You would think that they wouldn't be as intimidating as snowmen that would be demonic. However, as someone that absolutely loathes winter and hates the cold, that would be frightening because you get surrounded by them and you're going to be freezing to death and you might get hypothermia. So gross. Oh my God, there's no end to them. Not like that's new. This is my holdup, right? So Casca just sitting there and her as he swings around her. I know I'm flogging the dead horse. I know I'm flogging the dead demonic horse. But I just wish Casca could do something. Like, she's just sitting there. She's literally like a human-sized MacGuffin. She's like Betchy the Behelit. She's just sitting there. She ain't defending herself. And I want the old Casca back. I want the Casca that would be back-to-back with him, by his side, fighting alongside him. And Miura's not giving us that. Instead, she's this poor, defenseless little woman that Guts has to protect. And I'm like... somebody was commenting that we get these amazing, well-written female characters like Luca and Nina, but the sacrifice is we lose our really well-written character, aka Casca, and I'm not sure if the sacrifice is worth it. I want Casca back, and her just sitting here is just, it's a problem. It's a problem to me. What was that all about? He's like, I'm just dandy, though. I guess Puck doesn't get cold, which good for him, because I was like, he's like, doesn't have any clothes on or anything. So, she's like steaming there, I guess. Oh, there's a hot spring. Oh, cool. She ate your share too, Guts. But if you don't eat, you can't keep your strength. You're swinging around a sword from dusk until dawn, even on good days. It's harder than I thought it would be. And lately there's been a swarm of evil spirits and incubi. Constantly wielding my sword while watching over someone. And I know what Miura's doing here. He's showing Guts, that it's hard to fight and protect someone at the same time. But usually in most relationships that are equal, feminism, you would have a female character that would be able to stand beside the male character and fight with them. So it is very frustrating as a female viewer to be like, yep, that's my job. I'm just going to sit here and be useless while you protect me and do all the work. Because that's not how it is in real life, right? That's not how it is in real life. And that's not how it is in historical medieval times where the lady, women just didn't stand there. They have brains. They can think. We can defend ourselves. It's not hard, but I really wish Miura would let her do something because it's kind of just, I'm not a fan of it at all. Gotta get that boob shot in. What's even harder? Yes! Oh, thank you! Good, Miura, you are aware. Is how the shadow of who you used to be keeps reminding me of those days and how they were shattered. I mean, I get it. Again, I get that it's just he's reminded and it moves him forward and it gives him motivation and blah, blah, blah. But I just wish that she wasn't a plot point, that her character was sacrificed to be a moral lesson to our main character. It just, I don't like it. Ugh. I never thought I'd see Guts this heroic. Quite shocking. Is he spreading himself too thin? What kind of place is your homeland? Oh, well, you see, it's a great place. Elfhelm. A utopia floating in the sea far to the west. Everywhere flowers blooming, birds singing, elves dancing, an elfin paradise of eternal spring open year-round. My beautiful homeland. If it's so dreamy, why'd you ever leave? I got bored. Who knew I'd be relying on him? I have to cling to hope. Any hope, however small. I mean, I'm not surprised Puck talking about leaving when it was a paradise, because that's literally what Guts did. He had it good. He was working with Griffith. He had the Band of the Hawk. They were moving on up. They were going to become nobles. They were going to have the kingdom. Everything was going well. And Guts left because it wasn't his place and it didn't give him purpose. So I feel like Guts can't really judge Puck because Puck's kind of like him in that regard. So that all makes sense. Sleep a little too, Guts, before night falls. I'll pipe up if anything happens. I'm counting on you. If Puck falls asleep, I'm going to be like, really, Puck? And then the fire. Oh, there's the dog. Okay, it looks more like a dog here now. It looks less like a fox. Do you dream dreams of him? Why is it? Why don't you chase him? You finally met with him. Just a little further. Let's go to him. Let's give him a heap of raw iron. Is it because of this woman here? Leave her be. Is she that precious? More than Griffith? Oh, I feel like this demon dog that's inside of him is all of his negative thoughts personified or given like an anthropomorphic form. Not, it's given an actual form, all of his negative thoughts, and his sin is given form. She's no longer the warrior you knew, just a husk, someone else, and yet she's precious. Can you continue thinking of her? Of this woman even now, of her alone? Is she not precious only because she's the wound that Griffith left? Because you want to keep feeling that pain he caused you? I get what Miura is doing. I mean, I get it. This is the temptation. This is the temptation. Does he give in and go hunt down Griffith and get revenge on him? Does he go find Griffith because Griffith says, this dog is shipping Griffith and Guts. This dog is trying to create a BL out of this manga, let me tell you. And he's like, this lady, get out of here. Heterosexual relationships, get out of here. Go find Griffith. And I get it. I do. I understand that. And this is Guts's trial. Is he going to stick by Casca's side because he loves her, regardless of how she is? Or is he going to ditch her and go to Griffith because he cares about Griffith more? He can't have his cake and eat it too. I get what Miura is doing. I just hate that it's at the sacrifice of her character. And y'all keep telling me there's a payoff. And I'm like, if she never gets her memories back, if she is never able to speak or defend herself, then I don't know if it's going to be worth it, if I'm being truthful. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. Because I hate that she is just a plot object to be like a rationale for Guts. It should be more than that. She's a sacrifice so you can continue longing for Griffith. Oh my God. If she's a sacrifice, there's a better use for her. If you just do this, you'll go closer and closer to Griffith. Oh my God. Oh! That. Ew. Ew. It's literally this demon that's, I don't know if it's possessing him or like it's using him like as a host and preying off of him. But it literally is like this shadow that's trying to tempt him to just kill Casca so he can find Griffith and get his revenge. Oh my God. It's like the demon trying to like urge Nina on. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Well, there we go. It was dumb to trust him. Ugh. I mean, I love that Guts loves Casca. Don't get me wrong. I I hate that Casca's literally, she is just a shell of herself. As if that could ever be. As if. And I mean, it's so conflicting because I love that Miura, makes Guts our feminist icon, that Guts, he loves Casca. He doesn't want to abandon her. And it is romantic and it is lovely, but she doesn't get she gets nothing out of this, right? She doesn't get to work through her trauma. She doesn't get to have any agency. She doesn't get to love him back. She doesn't get to she doesn't even get to say thank you to him or to do anything. She's just an object that is just there for Guts to hold on to so that he can prove that he's a good person. And it's very frustrating. But Winter Journey, Part 2. All right. This guy's been a little odd lately. He's more on edge. And then Casca, at least if she couldn't speak or she couldn't move, at least have her I don't know, not be, like a moron, because she's like, oh, a rat, and she chases it. And I'm like, Miura, you're just making this hard for Guts. And it's I know it's testing him. I know that's the point, and it's torturous, but it's are you saying these damn women, they're dumb as a box of rocks, but we love them, isn't that right? It almost feels like that, right? It feels, I don't want to say misogynistic, but it feels, I don't know. Oh, because then he goes after the spirits, but he grabs her in that moment, like he did in the past at the tree, like he did when they were about to have sex in the tree, and it's that demon trying to take over him, right? Yeah, it's those demons trying to take over him. And I don't know if it's suggesting that there's this monster inside of him, that all men, all women, they all have demons inside of them and the spirit's just exacerbated. I don't know if that's what they're trying to get at. Oh. Oh, is she going to be mad at him now and scared of him because he choked her? Is that what we're going to do? Yep. Why? What do we do? At this rate, she'll just get further and further away. She's stuck so close to you, sensing you've been protective of her since the Tower of Conviction, and now it's all ruined. That was something evil the spirits compelled you to do. Can I tell myself that it wasn't me? It's really sad. Oh, well, hell! What? He's just dragging her along. What? Like the old ball and chain. This is no better than the witch hunt. What else can I do? She'll hate you even more. We just have to move quickly and protect her, and that's the most important thing. Nothing else matters. I'm with Puck. I was prepared. I knew a journey wouldn't be easy with the two of us branded. It's not just the rigors of travel. It goes beyond a personal war, fighting to protect someone. It's not just about completely protecting Casca, because my death will result in her death. I'm used to fighting to survive, but what grows worse daily is the pressure not to die. Have I ever before wielded a sword so heavy? It'd be great if she could help you, Guts. It'd be great if she could talk, speak, think, communicate with you. It'd be great. I was prepared. And then she tries to like cut herself free. But amongst everything, perhaps I was holding on to some indulgent hope that we could connect somehow. Yeah, I don't know why you can't connect. It's so far away. My thing is, I feel like at some point down the road, because Miura can't keep doing this forever. Like, we have 20 more volumes of this shit. Like, he can't just keep having them at each other's throat and getting further and further apart. And I get the symbolism. It's really obvious. Like, it's like, look at them in the tunnel. They have that distance between them. Like, and the snow and everything. Like the symbolism is there. But there's no explanation to why she's like this, except people in the comments being like, well, she was traumatized so much that she lost her memory and her ability. But I'm like, in real life, people aren't traumatized to that point. And it makes me so sad. When was the last time that she smiled? Fatigue is ruining me. I can barely protect her. She looks at me with distrust and animosity, and my leeway to deal gently with her expires. My distrust of myself spurs me on. I swore I'd stay near her and not abandon her. Yeah! It just makes it feel like, you know, but she grows distant. Oh, shit. Is he going to let her go? Oh my God. And here's these guys. Oh my gosh, he's just eating their food. Shit. So they're talking about the Kushan, that they don't want to cross paths with them. Miura, we were doing well. We've had a couple weeks now where we've had no nonsense. But we're not going to do that, are we? It's like every man in this series, when they see a woman, they're just like, guess what we got to do? Oh my God. They're like, well, guess what? We're a man, so once we see a woman, we've got to assault her. That's just the first thing we got to do. And she can't defend herself or nothing. It's so frustrating. I was naive. When I headed for the Tower of Conviction, I just hoped she was still alive and safe. That was all. And when I got her back, I thought that was everything. I was too naive. Simply getting her back to wipe away the years I had left her behind. Yeah, no, that's true. You did leave her behind. There's no way to make up for all that time I left her in the darkness. All the time I spent wandering, all the time I left her there alone. I've become estranged from her. Well, what is he going to do about it? I thought we were past this, Miura. I thought we were past this. Every damn time. Every damn time. How many times are we going to show this? Every damn time. Oh, well, thank God she found a sword and defended herself. Oh, my God. She actually defended herself. Thank Jesus. Okay. Oh, damn it. Why? And of course she's going to hold it up against him because he scared her. Oh. Oh, damn it. And yeah, and they assaulted her. Yeah. But Guts, she doesn't want that. Yeah, she's saying... This is the exact same thing that Griffith did to her. That Femto did to her. Yeah, she doesn't want you to do that. She doesn't want you to do that. Oh my God. Yes, that monster is telling him to treat her just the same way that Griffith did. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, why? Oh. So them eventually making up is gonna make up for this. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God, Guts. Oh, and Puck didn't see any of that. Oh my God. I'm gonna get, like, makeup all over you. I don't have words. I just. I know we talked about, like, that this is. I don't know. Dropey, yeah. Oh, Isidro, what'd you steal, honey? Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, crap. Well, there's Serpico. Oh, yeah. Oh. So there are people whose charge is for carrying luggage as the luggage. Oh, no. Oh, Serpico's like, so I gave him the luggage to carry and he took off with it. That makes sense. Yeah. Oh. Oh my God, no. Oh, and I guess Isidro doesn't remember Serpico from volume 21 because they didn't do anything that volume. Serpico would not be remembered by Isidro because Serpico and Farnese, they didn't do anything during volume 1. They just stood there. So of course he wouldn't remember him. Oh my God. Oh, you stole from nobility. Oh, Lady Farnese. Huh. So that's why I brought along some guests. Been looking real hard for you. Thought to run away if I couldn't. Well, at least there's more people around. We've got a sick girl and a good for nothing. Give us a break. Why is she tied up? It's for her own safety. I just hate this. I hate it for her so much. A lot's happened. Now you gotta pay me back. You're gonna teach me the secrets of your sword fighting and the secrets. Leave nothing out. What about you two? I formally recognize you a disciple of the elf's divination style. Are you still trying to catch me? Yeah, watch out. They were about to hack my arm off earlier. That's because you're a criminal. Hmm. What's she going to say? Oh. Black swordsman, please allow us to accompany you in your travels. Fangs of ego. Hmm. She's in awe of him, so she wants to follow him, kind of like Casca wanted to follow Griffith and kind of figure him out. And Serpico, he ain't going to say no. He's going to go wherever they do. I feel like Guts would be happy to have Serpico there because Serpico is very talented and would be a lot of help. But I'm very curious as to what Farnesay thinks she's going to get out of this. I'm curious to see what her reasoning is. Oh, aren't you going to kneel? And Serpico, he's like, well, we fought on the edge of a cliff, but I guess that we're just going to do this now. I don't trust him so sudden. It's shady. What does he say there? They're open. I bet they'll wait for a chance to nab us. After all, they're from the Holy See. I've secularized myself and abandoned the church. Like we trust you or anything nobles say, or thieves. I want to know what transcends the order I clung to, the truth. And I want to learn a way to survive in the darkness where the light of that order does not reach. And she doesn't say from you, but she says internally, show me the way. I like Guts has his eyes closed there, being like, are you sure you want me to teach you? Even if you confuse us by saying complicated stuff like that, it ain't happening. It's too complicated. How are you going to pay for what you did to Casca at the Tower of Conviction? A little more and she would have been a charred corpse. Him too. If yesterday's enemies are today's friends, act like you mean it. Maybe I'll expel him. Ha! So maybe you'd like to kowtow for us? Oh, can you do that, Miss High Pride Aristocrat? Oh. She went all Mulan on us and chopped her hair off. Someday I'll make amends. I like that Serpico opened his eyes up being like, watching this. If you say anything else, I'll totally be a villain. Why do priests and notables have to act so drastic? Also, I don't know if Miura knows how hair works, but that is the most clean bob cut. If she'd cut off those bobtails, I don't know if it'd be that clean, but it looks nice, right? It looks nice. Do what you want. That's exactly what Griffith said. That's exactly what Griffith said to Casca. He said the same thing to her. And Serpico's kind of like Judo, being like, I guess I'm going to let this go. Well, that was fast. I mean, Guts is not going to turn him down because Guts is on a mission. And he would probably need the help and they can at least do something. I've killed your comrades, we're even. But forget me showing you the way. That ain't my style. I like the smoke kind of puts this divide in between them, right? Puts the divide in between them. I don't know what it is you want to learn, but do it yourself. I won't bother you if you don't bother me. You may regret this by tomorrow morning. This is so weird. I don't know if I like the fact that he's mirroring Griffith, not only with what he just did to Casca, with the beast inside of him, but what he's saying to Farnesay. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know what the payoff is going to be. What Miura's trying to get at. Going with us means you won't have any more restful nights. We'll find more ghosts and monsters. That's what I'm talking about. Something's odd for Guts to accept people that readily. I mean, Gus is probably thinking at some point he might leave Casca with them at this point. He might be thinking that he might think in his head for her own good he has to leave her, which is dumb, but we'll see about that. If I was alone, if it was the usual me, I'd be refusing them outright. This time I give up. For the first time, I'm counting on complete strangers to help. I'm horrified by how sinister I am. And I don't know. I don't know if I like the idea that because Guts he's always been like this good person. And I get that Miura's trying to say like we all have demons inside of us, but I just hate that it's like this with Guts, especially as much as he's grown. it kind of feels just like forced conflict, you know? It feels like, well, we can't have things go easy for Guts, so what can we do? Well, we'll make Guts have inner turmoil and inner demons. And they've been hinting at it the whole time, kind of. But then it's like, well, you can't just have Guts and Casca being okay. Well, we can't make her defend herself, so we'll just make her just be useless. And then she'll get mad at Guts, but then Guts will get frustrated. And then they can't communicate, so we'll put that hurdle there. It just seems like Miura's putting all of these barriers there that just don't need to be there just so he can make a thematic point. And I know it's storytelling, it's just very frustrating. And we did not need all of those scenes. Ugh! I'm beaten down by my own powerlessness. I'm like, I thought we've already been here. When was the last time she smiled? And he keeps moving further and further away from her. This volume is just like, ugh. I want to go back to Luca. Can we go back to her and Mr. Waffles? Can we go back to those adventures? Those were good times. Can we go back to that? Southern Midland fiefdom of Lumius. Like, screw these crops. We're going to walk through the cornfields. Forget that. What we got here? Oh, damn it. They plan to carry off everything. Lord Mule! Lord Mule, do you seriously intend to engage them? Enough, Sartus. Now that we're here, you have cold feet? Standing back watching them violate our lands is the ultimate insult of a member of Midland's nobility. I like that the antlers make a heart. I could never face the royal family. So Mule and Sartus. But Lumius is a small fiefdom. Your family is not even permitted to enter the royal palace. There's no need for us to risk our lives in duty of the royal family. Then what of my father and brothers who died in heroic defense of the castle? You mean they died in vain? All the more reason, my lord, so the bloodline will not be cut off. I heard this from your lord father prior to his death, that there is a resistance force going around liberating various areas from the Kushan within occupied Midland. It's said that commanding them is our hero and savior from the 100-Year War, the White Hawk Count Griffith. Oh, Griffith! The Griffith? I like this guy. He kind of looks like Rickard a little bit, but he has fluffier hair. Mule. But I've heard that Count Griffith died. 3 years ago, he was arrested for treason and died in prison. It said he was rescued by his men and escaped the capital, which is true. The details are unknown, but instead of gambling the doom of your family on this reckless night, or this reckless fight, perhaps it would be more prudent for now to abandon this territory and unite ourselves with the resistance force. The White Hawk isn't it a rumor, but if it's the truth. Okay. There are people, and there's women and children. This isn't about royal devotion or honor as a noble. We're going to rescue our subjects. I like Mule. He seems like a decent lad. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm also absolutely loathing the concept, and I don't know if Miura is going to do it or not, but like, if Miura makes Griffith out to be this amazing person now that he's hot and he has his horseback, and Guts ends up becoming more and more the monster, it's like, which granted, that does happen in real life. There are really shitty people that people revere, but I'm like, what is the point though? The war demons. Okay. Oh, send the war slaves to meet them. I guess wasn't Psylot one of these too? And he kind of rose up through the ranks to become like a leader among them. Oh, they're prisoners of war. Oh, that's who he sent out. Okay. War slaves are one of the reasons our empire has expanded its territory. Yeah, they send them out first to fight, and then they end up killing their own people, and the Kushan come in behind them. Okay. And then the archers come in, and they shoot at their allies. How despicable. Oh, damn. They attacked us with those numbers. Those prepared for death will not become war slaves. Kill them all. Oh. Oh. And the archers, is it from Griffith's, the Band of the Hawk? Uh-huh. Oh my god. Look at this guy firing with the air. Oh my god, the bow has, it's like a demonic bow. It has an eye in it. Oh my god. He just gives him like, yeah, the bow has an eye in it. Oh shit, Robin Hood be damned. So did Griffith give them these demonic, are they still human, or has he made them like pseudo-apostles? Oh my god. And you can't see their faces, but they all have like the glowing eyes underneath. Has he made them all pseudo-apostles? That one guy has Batman on his shield. Even the horses, like, has the Band of the Hawk become this demonic force? I don't know. Yeah, they all look like they're pseudo-apostles. Oh, shit. Oh, and is Zod amongst them too? Oh my god. If you join Griffith's forces, baby Jesus, evil baby Jesus, do you become a demon? Oh, shit. Yep, there's Zod. Oh my god. Guts, even if you find Griffith, Skull Knight and you are gonna have to team up because, like, Zod's found a new dude. Is Griffith gonna say he moved on from Guts to Zod? He's no good for you. Oh my god, even the one demon, they're like on their hands and legs like dogs. Oh my god, yeah. I don't know, y'all. Oh my god. Shit. Well, they're monsters. You call yourselves Kushan Elite. Oh my god. Oh my gosh! What? He's huge! Okay, yeah, no, he's become like a demon, like a pseudo-apostle. They all have. Oh my god. Well, that's not good. Giants. Huh. Huh. Yeah, okay. I thought things were going to be nicer, but nope, they're not being nicer at all. They're not being nicer at all. I remember when I said I thought that volume 21 was giving us hope at the end? Remember when I thought that? Remember when I said that was going to happen? And then I was like, is Miura tricking us? Is he throwing us a red herring? Is he going to come back and be like, psych, JK? The answer may not surprise you. I like baby Griff has the hair flowing behind him. Yep, and there's the cover. Oh my god. The sword there, like the hammer with the 3 soldiers hanging from it, it simultaneously feels like Zod when he had the 3 guys up in the cave against the wall, but it also feels like Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where the 3-headed knight have like the guys with the lance connected to the tree. It feels like that as well. Tally-ho! See, damn! Banner of the Flying Sword. A Skull Knight, he has taken your thunder. He is tally-hoing. He has his flowing hair and the bitchin' horse. He is trying to steal you and Mr. Waffles' game. Don't let him do that. Don't let him do that. Oh my god. Follow the hawk. But they're all demonic. I don't know if I'd want to follow that, even if they did save you. What a magnificent arrowhead formation. They're carving right into the large army. Yeah, and he's leading them. There's no mistaking it. That emblem, the Band of the Hawk. That knight in silver armor is our kingdom's hero itself, the White Hawk Count Griffith. The White Hawk Griffith. Don't fall behind. This is our fiefdom. Oh, watch out. Halt. Straight arrows. Was that in my mind? That was close if we'd taken another step. Oh, who's this? Who's this girl? Could that have been... Who's this girl on top of the horse with the long hair? The massive mental current blanketing a battlefield is in constant fluctuation, flowing here, stagnating there. Who's she? Who's this psychic Betty? There's a direct open path, and it leads to the heart of the enemy's will. Lord Griffith. He flew! He can fly! He can fly! Oh my god. And he's just going straight towards him. I don't know how to feel, because he's supposed to be badass here, but it's Femto. Like, it's... Like, this is the guy that we've, you know, that's done all these atrocities, and he's just doing all this cool shit. Like, are we supposed to... Like, yeah, he just takes off his head. I've killed the leader. Finish off the rest of them. I don't know how to feel about any of this, if I'm being honest. Like, Griffith trying to be this badass now after everything he's done. Oh. Of course he's beautiful. He's been beautiful this whole time. Dazzling, right? Getting everybody to join him left and right. What a disaster. By no more than 1,000 enemies at best. No, in actuality, by that vanguard of a mere 100. 5,000 of Kushan's proudly ever victorious elite were routed with ease. So that's the Hawk of Light from the Bakaraka report. Perhaps now is no time to toss aside the mutterings of the priests as nonsense. I have to hurry back to the headquarters. But are you going to get back? Oh, nope, I don't think so. It's still too early to leave. Oh my god, yeah, they're all demons. Yeah, he's made them all demons. Well, shit. It's like all these people claim that Griffith is their savior, and he's going around saving them, but his army are demons. Like, they're pseudo-apostles. And it's so bizarre, because I don't know if Miura is trying to let us look at the Band of the Hawk from the perspective now of the outside looking in, to be like, well, this is what it was like for everybody watching the Band of the Hawk back when y'all had the Golden Age arc. But back then, it's like they were all human, but it's like the goal was the same. Griffith had the same goal back then. He's like, I'm going to be king, and this is how I'm going to be king, by going around and stopping all these forces. So the goals are the same, and the Band of the Hawk, but the difference is, one, this Band of the Hawk, they're all demonic instead of human now, and we also know now how horrible Griffith is. So watching him, it's so frustrating seeing him get all this praise when we know how terrible he is. And it's like, but are we supposed to root for this and support it? Are we supposed to be... But it's almost like Miura's not trying to, like, necessarily pit us against him, because then he shows all these people, like, here the kids are all... They have the Band of the Hawk shields and banners. Everybody's happy. It's like a peaceful village. They don't seem like someone who's been overrun by a foreign army. And then he's like, you're this girl. She read my mind. Yeah, she's like psychic. We can smile because we have Lord Griffith. Sonia. Welcome to the Band of the Hawk. She's kind of creepy. I'm not going to lie. With these big giant eyes and like her egg-shaped head, she looks like a behelit. I'm not going to lie. Her head looks like a behelit. Sonia. Yeah. With the Hawk in command, it can't be anything else. Everyone asked Lord Griffith to name it so. Don't you want to meet him? I don't know. She seems super creepy. The wings of light and darkness. Okay, and everybody's training. Yeah. And they're all training there. It's like the Band of the Hawk on steroids. They're just so much more organized and controlled, right? But these all look human. So is only the upper echelon. Oh, Kushan. They're Kushan. Aren't they? That's right. What's the meaning of this? Why is the enemy... Oh, they aren't now. They're pledges. Oh, and it shows them speaking in a different language there. Yeah. Although in their empire, they would apparently be called war slaves. He looks like he's been roided out, he looks like. Mm-hmm. Even the horse has been roided out. I'm being down at by some huge beast. I mean, even the little guy holding the lance and stuff they look like, yeah, they've been injected by pseudo apostle juju juice. I mean, I get the idea of the war slaves leaving the Kushan and joining them. That part makes sense. It's like, It is the law of our army. Soldiers taken prisoner who survive the full brunt of the battle 3 times are made to choose conciliation or death. Depending on how the pledges perform afterwards, they're promoted just like any other soldier and sometimes even put in charge of others. Kind of like guts, sort of. We are an army that has learned from the Kushan and refined itself. The Kushan command men only by fear, but we make use of fear and incentive. Well, that's absurd, letting previous enemies command our men so easily. The Kushan are not necessarily monolithic. They're an empire comprising one royal house over various lesser houses, and many grudges exist among them. What about the feelings of the people of the Midland? The bitterness of those who lost towns, homes, even parents and siblings? Thus our reason for exposing them to the brunt of battle 3 times. Our bitterness does not soon vanish, but their offenses are judged. And more than anything, putting them in harm's way on the front lines means we can surely reduce casualties among our brethren. Basically what the Kushan was doing, only this is more legislative. Less tears shed by our women and children. I can see your logic, but I can't abide it. Riding stirrup to stirrup with the enemies who stole my homeland and my family. Oh, you'll adjust. Though 2 people hold a grudge, in the end they are the same. Human. I expect if you make your place in this band, you'll come to know that your former enemies are not so different from you. I mean, I don't know what Miura is trying to do here, because that does all make sense. And that's literally the solution for Attack on Titan. That's what he just said. That's literally the solution. And everything he just said is true. And, and Mule is just like surrounded by this prejudice, but Locust, so Locust has already been like injected, right? He's in charge of training the recluse. Locust, the Moonlight Knight, yes. I knew you'd be surprised. Every warrior is. I'm just like, I mean, he makes sense, and that's a good point, but why are we making Femto into this, like, savior? Like, why? Are we going to overlook everything he's done? He's the mightiest knight, boasting an undefeated record in countless duels and contests while continuing his peregrination, never settling on any one master. All sons and warriors grow up hearing bedtime stories about his tales of heroism. Why is he here? And there are other famous people here you'll likely know of. There are things that will surprise you even further, even far more than the Kushan. So it's kind of like Griffith the first time when he was human was like, I'm going to get this ragtag group of just simple old folks and we're going to make our way to be king. And now he's like, no, I'm getting the Monstars. I'm getting the dream team. Screw going like with the commoners. This way's a shortcut. She can see through the darkness. Who is this girl? I don't know. Sonya's creepy as hell. I don't trust her. Oh. A wolf pack. Hey, there's danger. Yeah, these are the demons. Locust is the one keeping all of them. I feel like, yeah. Yes. War demons. Uh-huh. I feel like this is like the Foot Clan and Griffith is Shredder. If you ever watched the 1991 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, I feel like they have, the scene at the warehouse where all of like, everybody's like, there's the bubblegum blowing girl and there's the guys like they're smoking cigarettes, they're playing cards. It's like Pleasure Island-esque. They're like just hanging out and they're like, anything you want to do it. Anything you want to be it. Fighting amongst each other. Why would we do that? We can all join together. Like, it seems all really great on the outside. And then when you go underground, there's the Foot Clan training the ninjas to go out and steal and do bad things. And that's what this feels like. This feels like we just went underground and found the Foot Clan and Griffith is Shredder being like, the outside world rejects you. Like, I feel like that's exactly what's happening. Oh. Ew. And they're just like, I guess that's a deer. That's much better than before. Earlier they were eating Kushan prisoners. So yeah, like she's creepy as hell. She's like Miranda from Game of Thrones. She reminds me of that. Aren't you scared of us? You're not one. Just put me down already. Pervert. Oh my god. I'll tell on you to Lord Griffith right here and now. Is she not scared because she knows Griffith has a thing for her? Oh, Grunbeld. Hi, Grunbeld. Who looks kind of like Beast from Wolverine. Hi, Grunbeld. And Irvine. Irvine was the one with the crazy archery, like the bow. Mm-hmm. And Irvine. So Grunbeld and Irvine, these saintly men in their saintly armor and saintly gear. Yeah, they're all like pseudo-apostles as well. These guests are guests of our master. Touch them and you'll have to deal with me. I dislike jokes. Grunbeld, I know that name. The giant hero from a northern country who protected his land from the Tudor Empire's invasion for a decade with only his personnel force of 3,000 soldiers. The great flame dragon. His fiery red hair. Ah! I could have sworn he died in battle. Well, he's been resurrected. Though you are the hawk's medium. A medium. Okay. To walk around here without a guardian. Oh, what use would a guard be against war demons? The medium. The next time you come here, inform me. The hawk awaits beyond there. I'll bring you a corpse in secret. What? What? I'm not certain myself. Are they human? Oh, you'll understand eventually. Oh my god. Uh-huh. When compared to that bunch, the Kushan definitely seem a lot more similar to us. At least it ends with us just hating each other as humans. But those soldiers, something's fundamentally different. It was like being a sheep wandering into a pack of wolves, a daunting alien fear. A mysterious inhuman band of soldiers. Heroes known the world over. And the Band of the Hawk, what is this place? And then there's Zod, you know, with his pelt and his big-ass sword. Of course, he's going to be this beautiful, blinding white light, right? Yes, with the spirits zoning around him. They're the ones who died in battle today. In the twilight after battle, they gather around Lord Griffith. So creepy, like all the spirits gathering around him. Is he going to put them into things and make them more soldiers? I mean, I can tell Miura's having a lot of fun drawing Griffith. I just not into it. But I wonder if it's the baby attracting the lights instead of Griffith. The dead souls, they're pretty. Oh. Kindred and lovers of the war dead. They've come to say their final farewells. Oh my god. I just don't. I mean, Miura makes Griffith look like he's this great person now. And I'm like, did we forget what happened during the eclipse? Am I taking crazy pills? Are we just going to ignore all that? Is this not the same Griffith? Is it a different Griffith? Are we okay with what he did? Are we forgiving him for what he did? Because, yeah, that seems all nice and dandy, and I can see why the people would be praising him. But, like, he's getting all this praise, and I'm like, bitch, you sacrificed everyone that you cared about to become a god, so what gives? It's like, with you here, my power gets stronger, Lord Griffith. That cluster of lights, where exactly did it go? To where they will become one. Where's that, heaven or else? Someday you'll know. That time comes for everyone. Like, are they all going to to the vortex of hell? Are they all going to be a behelit? Are they all going just into the stars and atmosphere? I hate that Griffith gets away with being all knowing and all omnipotent now. I don't believe we met, Lord Yule. I'm Griffith, the leader. He's the White Hawk. I'm Mule Wolf Flame. What a name. The youngest son of Lord Lumius. Valagar Wolf Flame. I must be the one to offer thanks. The provisions you delivered will allow us to fight for several months. A voice that sounds invigorating. I imagine him to be a muscular, good-looking man, but he doesn't seem like a man or even human. Yeah, he's literally baby Griff Jesus. Like, what? What? And of course he gives him his sword. What am I doing? I've just met him. But deepest within there's a voice, an inescapable, emboldened voice, saying this is destiny. I don't know if I like this. Like, why? Don't spoil the moment. I knew it by instinct that what I had set before myself wasn't merely another war to be recorded in history. Perhaps it belonged to the domain of legend. I don't understand where the story's going. Why are we celebrating Griffith? Why is he Jesus? Why is he back? Why? Oh God, don't let the fire die, Farnesay. And then Casca, she's again being useless. Here they come. Bog zombies, anything but the bog zombies. Ugh. And I'll teach them the power of the elf dimension. No, I shan't. Like a baby. Oh, I'm much obliged. Oh, Puck likes Serpico's food. Nice. Got bonking Isidro. I tried to use the fox marrow from yesterday. You do good work, Serpy. Oh, Serpy, that's cute. Think a little. At your height, what'll happen if you use an overhead strike against an adult? I ain't got much time. I'm going to teach you the basics and spar with you, but the rest is up to you. If you want to get food good at killing, use your head and think for yourself. Not thinking on the battlefield will get you dead quick. And what if you beat me stupid first? And then meanwhile, Serpico and Puck are talking about eating. Oh, well, you know what? Now Farnesay and Casca, we got two ladies. They can go hang out together. Oh my God. It's just so insulting to Casca. She's just playing with the leaves. I guess she's not mad at Guts right now. Ugh. Oh no, the mushrooms, you can't eat them. They're poisonous. I like Farnesay is not good at laundry because she's nobility. I do like that continuity that she's not good at laundry because she's never had to do it before and she ruins Isidro's shirt. That's actually hilarious. Okay, so we're going to go back into the past. And here's the thing. Why? Just concentrate on Casca and the fire. Look, here's my thing. Again, Farnesay has been the leader of a group of soldiers for how many years? And I know she's just a placekeeper. I know that it was just a title and she wasn't really she was just chosen because she was a woman. But like, Miura, why are these badass women who could defend themselves at one point now reduced to like, Farnesay can't even, she's just swinging around a torch. Like, she was fighting in the castle, wasn't she? Like, why are we just downgrading them to where they can't even do anything? Like, what are you doing? Like, where's our badass, strong-willed female characters? You got Sonia who's licking Griffith's boots, and it's like, what are we doing? Yes, I'm useless and laughable. I'm like, but you don't have to be. Like, why? How diminutive is my existence? This is so sad. I'm used to the grotesque I see now. That I can't actually do anything in my mundane daily life. I don't think I can suddenly make believe that I'm a maidservant. But all I can handle is gathering firewood and babysitting. And then she apologizes to Farnes, to Casca. And oppress another's understand. Wanting to decorate yourself majestically and oppress another's understandable under such conditions. I have been so small. Well, I'm glad she's being nice for a change. And that's what we're doing, I guess. Ugh. What is this? Casca, what are we doing? Casca, Farnes, what are you doing? What are we doing? Casca, why'd you run off? What is happening? Why did you run off? Why? Why is Farnes becoming Nina? Why is she becoming Nina and being so cowardly? What? And I get that she's going under the blanket again. I get she's going under the blanket again. Because that was like her childhood, but... Oh my gosh. Oh, thank God the men found her. Oh. Well, and Guts is letting them be around them because Casca is at least decent around them, but he doesn't feel he doesn't feel that she'll ever, like, be that way around him anymore, even though when he turns around, Casca is, like, literally looking at him. And then Isidro's like, don't cost us so much time, Casca. What if the babysitter goes missing? Oh my God, this volume's so awful. I'm a burden. Should we go back to the holy city? I never said that. If I go back, I'll become buried again. However powerless, helpless, and clumsy. For the first time, I'm discovering myself. You gotta take this mountain pass. Oh my God. I don't know. It's becoming the military base for several allied countries, and I hear from the armies from lands under the Holy See keep gathering. More and more like a big war against the Kushan's gonna start. What does Puck say there? Oh, he's looking at I love that Puck's like, I'm gonna keep helping with the Earth with the elf dimension style. With the king dead and his only child, the princess missing. Oh no, Midland has no real ruler. Charlotte's missing. Where the hell is Charlotte? Even the allied forces drove out the Kushan. The territory will be carved up real good. If it goes badly, the kingdom itself will disappear. Anyhow, it's no concern of shepherds like us. Are you a Midlander? No, what a pity. I just took advantage of some hospitality a long time ago. If you're going that way, watch out, especially around the mountain pass. Are there bandits or something? Better if it were, but it ain't humans up there. It's trolls! Trolls? When did we get trolls? What? And of course, Guts is thinking back to, the whole deal with, being in the Band of the Hawk and everything. Oh, shit. Well, that's it. Trolls. I don't even want to look at what that volume 24 thing is. We don't even want to look at that. Nope. We're going to cross that bridge when we get to it. I don't know. I say I'm going to keep reading, and I am, but y'all say it pays off. And and with Farnes, you can kind of see it. She, like, has to hit rock bottom, and she has to hit rock bottom and then come up from there. But damn, she is pathetic in this volume. And I don't think she has to be that pathetic. Miura goes to a lot of extremes with his writing, which is fine, but I feel like Serpico never hits rock bottom yet. Serpico's fine. Serpico's an OP swordsman. Serpico can do no wrong. Serpico's amazing, legendary. We get his backstory, but he doesn't hit rock bottom. He's perfectly fine. And then with Guts, even though he's hit rock bottom, I feel like Guts is never at the level of Casca or Farnace because he's the protagonist. I get that. But I just don't feel none of the male characters in the story have hit rock bottom like Farnace, like Nina, like Casca, like any of them have. I mean, Luca never really hit rock bottom. Luca is like, she's like Rey from the new Star Wars trilogy. She, like, nothing bad really happened to Luca. She was like a saint. She was like basically Rey from Star Wars. She was like just perfect. And I loved Luca to pieces, but she like never hit rock bottom. She was just like, yeah, I've always been kind of cool. That's like her character. Luca's character arc is literally every male character arc in this series so far. Like Rickert, Serpico, Judo. I mean, Corcus probably had the rough end of the stick as far as that goes. Griffith, like none of them have really. I mean, you could argue Griffith hit rock bottom right before the eclipse, but things are damn sure working out for him, and he didn't seem to have to try very hard for it. So it's like it leaves a foul taste in my mouth the way that Casca and Farnace are portrayed, because they are portrayed as so pathetic. Like they are useless. They can't do anything. Like she was just waving around a torch like she couldn't do anything. And I'm like Miura, I'm gonna hold out hope that you're gonna let I feel like Farnace is gonna, I guess, get better. I guess become a self-sufficient person, but it feels like he brings them down to the lowest of lows and then builds them back up to just an ordinary person. Like, I don't think they're ever going to get to the badassery level of any of the male characters. And that, to me, is frustrating as a female viewer because, yeah, I want to see my characters grow and I want to be able to relate to them, but you're just making them such a burden that it makes, is it saying that, like, women are burdens? Like, what is it saying? What is the message? And the assault scenes in this version, they were awful. Like, they were so bad. And I know what they're there for. They're just very hard to view. And I don't understand what the point of, like, I hate that Griffith is getting everything he wants and he's portrayed as, like, baby Jesus, but he's done so many terrible things. I'm like, are we just supposed to forget that? Is he never going to have to own up to that responsibility? Is that what it's building up with Guts? So if it builds up to it and does what I think it's going to do, like, I want Miura to let Casca speak again. I want him to build it up, but I'm like, but it's like she's gone for like 10 volumes now being in this infantile state. How are you going to justify her just coming out of it? And how are you going to justify this? Like, how is the payoff going to be justified? And that's kind of where I'm at. So it's probably a good thing that I'm taking a week off. It's probably a good thing that I'm taking a break and taking some time away from Berserk to feel motivated to get back into it. Because this volume was so hard. It, like, breaks my heart. And it breaks my heart for Guts because he's trying, but to see him like Godot and them had that big conversation with him, and he's just like, man, and it's just like things are hard for him, and he keeps going and doesn't give up on her, which is great, but like it's just hard. So I don't know. Damn, I didn't think I was gonna get emotional again. Damn, Berserk. I don't know if I'm the only one that finds trouble with it right now. I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one who has trouble with it right now. And I don't want to cry like every volume of Berserk. I don't want to. But it's just so hard seeing Casca and Farnace be so pathetic this volume. It's so hard. And to see, like, and I guess that's the point, is Miura is like going to drag you through the mud and drag you through the trenches and make things so bad with these characters for them, but it's brutal. And to see Griffith get rewarded when he's done so much wrong. And if the justification for him getting rewarded is that Casca Guts' baby is inside of him and that's the only excuse we get, then I don't know. So I don't know if any of you all were as frustrated with this volume as I was. And if you're not frustrated with this, I would love to know why. And without spoiling, I don't want the reason to be like, well, we knew that things were going to work out in the end, so that's why we weren't frustrated. I'm like, if you were reading this the first time and you weren't frustrated, your girl needs a pep talk. She needs some motivation, because like all those scenes with Guts and Casca were so hard. Especially like seeing how he was with her and how happy they were, and then seeing like him be like Griffith. I'm like, why? Why was he like that? And why was he like that? Like, was it the demon? He makes it seem like it wasn't the demon, but it was himself thinking that. And you're supposed to be our feminist icon, Guts. Oh, damn. So I don't know. Sonia creeps me out. And your girl needs some motivation to read the next volume, I can tell you that. So if you guys got any, now's the time. Whew. I guess the phrase "it gets better" would be really helpful. But I'm gonna go on vacation, take some time off, and cool down, and be excited for Trolls. I guess Trolls will be great. We'll have Justin Timberlake playing in the background. It'll be wonderful. But I want to keep reading Berserk, but I also don't want to let you all down with how frustrated I am. And I don't want to cry every volume. That just makes me so mad. But it's so visceral. It really is. And I don't want it to be like I told people in the Discord that if I didn't like a series, I would stop it. But I like Berserk. And I want to keep reading, but it's so hard. So, yeah. If you could send me any encouraging words, that would be great. Preferably without spoilers. If that's even possible. But maybe by the time, I haven't seen the comments for YouTube for volume 21 or Patreon for volume 22. So maybe by the time I get to reading volume 23 or volume 24 rather, I'll have some encouraging words for the last volume, and that will help. So, oh y'all, this volume did it for me. So anyway, I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying my hardest, but the rule of 8 is being really effective right now. So volumes 23 and 22 have been really hard. Maybe it'll end on a great note. Maybe it'll end really wonderfully. We'll see. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe. Take care. And I'm going to take a break, go on vacation, and recharge myself because I feel like I'm going to need it for volume 24 of Berserk. Bye!